Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first Ricky's Reviews, where I watch a movie, I recap it, and then we grade it. Rick, we trust you in your deep, sparkling eyes, but really? Well, yeah. This video will review the trial of the Incredible Hulk. Have you seen it? Then what are you doing watching this? Seriously, a movie is an experience. I can only tell you what you will see and not how you will. Enjoy the movie unless you really have no interest. Listen on to have the film ruined or skip to the conclusion for my spoiler-free take. And now the movie. There's an introduction by Bill Bixby. I'm going to assume you won't listen anyway. Long story short, one too many x-rays, and now he becomes the Green Lou Ferrigno in a Party City wig when someone steps on his toes. He is the Hulk. Movie opens as sad and as pathetic as you would assume the life of an on-the-run, death-faking, giant green rage monster and an old white dude is. Old weakness tossed in a mud hole, and the massive green rage monster within him forces him to quit his ditch-digging job. Ladies and gentlemen, the Incredible Hulk. So blind man gets hit in the face with a box in the closet. Wow, what kind of introduction is that? Now, I know that that's Matt Murdock. If you didn't know that, it's a sad blind guy. This movie is already making me cry. Not Hulk yet. Hulk and sad blind guy will get together real soon in an explosion of sadness like you've never seen. Heist. The camera work here is not bad, good sense of urgency and tension, but all gets interrupted when you see Fat Bill and Ted's George Carlin is pulling the strings. Two robbers escape to a train, Old Sadness is angry, not sure if we should be concerned. Bad Haircut 1 and 2 don't particularly seem excited about making him angry, would be a nice catchphrase. We now have the Hulk, and he hates trains. It never stood a chance. He destroys the train with the bodies of Bad Haircut 1 and 2 before he flees. So Hulk turns back into not Hulk. He's arrested, meets Matt Murdock. I like the exchange. Makes it clear that why Murdock took the case. He believes Fisk is behind it. Belson is facing charges for murder. The tension is amazing. Maybe I belong in a cage. It's great dialogue. Turns out, plot victim lied about the attack, and it doesn't look good for Belson. Plot victim does a great job as the victim. She plays a woman who's in a bad situation, set up a good hint that she was visited by guys that coerced her story, and turned on Murdock as a victim being treated as a criminal in the whole situation. She also immediately changes her tone when she realizes Murdock is blind. It's very human. She tries to control the conversation. She is great in the role. Fisk gives the go-ahead to kill the plot victim before she can. Clumsy Ninja Gaiden electrocutes her. Deputy Chief is upset. He blames Belson for the attempted murder on plot victim. Belson doesn't seem too worried about people trying to kill him because he's the star of the film. Very smart. Plot victim is kidnapped and taken by Fisk. David Belson heads to trial and is getting angry. Turns out the courthouse finds the situation less than optimal when he gets angry. Hulk is back. Stan Lee flees the jury stand before it's flipped. David Belson wakes up in jail, and he doesn't want to be there. This makes him angry. I think you know how the jail feels about that. Nice to see Turk thrown in. He gives Daredevil the info he needs and probably turns his life around once Daredevil says, "Be very good and read a book." Daredevil is scanning the city, and we finally get to see the world through Daredevil's eyes. Green and black 1980s computer screen. He tracks down Belson. Plot twist, Daredevil is Murdock. Plot victim is in the web. Obviously, Giant Spiders from Mars was a film, so boom, the web. They do a decent job not to insult the audience or play into too much coincidence, but that is ridiculous. Turk is back, finally a happy character. He's making it rain in some bar. He stumbles into the deputy chief. Turns out Daredevil did not turn his life around. He guesses correctly that the web is a setup and Turk leaked the web story and it's a trap. Belson heads out to rescue Daredevil. Daredevil faces off with this arch enemy Sound and is really outmatched. Belson is angry. The studio barn wall won't be pleased about this. It does not hold up well against green bodybuilders. Hulk tosses a few guys and some spark machines. They are breaking into a super evil meeting of all the businessmen representing crime-ridden cities. Daredevil wrecks some fools. Belson gets plot victim out of the building. Daredevil clears the boardroom. Fisk escapes in his Flash Gordon vehicle cast-off. Belson and Murdock decide their love will go on, even after they go their separate ways. The end. Belson will later be picked up hitchhiking and has to hire Murdoch as his lawyer. After a week in court, Hawk tears down the small West New York courthouse. 7 died in the incident, including Murdoch. His funeral will be Saturday. In conclusion, Bill Bixby is not a great David Banner. He just isn't. He plays tormented, depressed, man with no name, hobo, but the David Banner part isn't there. His acting is amazing, so you can honestly believe in him and cheer him on. It's just so freaking depressing. On the other hand, Rex Smith is a fantastic Matt Murdock. He's a believable lawyer who is a good introduction to the character, maybe a bit older, but the movie doesn't really work off any particular timeline, so who knows how old he should be. John Rhys Davis is an amazing villain, but as Fisk, I don't like the look at all. Dollar store sunglasses and a creepy monitor fetish. Lou is as good as he can be, very imposing, but camera effects are sloppy and goofy at times. Daredevil is done really well, can't say a ton about it. It's a made-for-TV movie based on the Incredible Hulk TV series, so this isn't a bad movie. It's an old movie. It's done really well, as anything that's been adapted from comics at this point, so it's worth watching. I like the characters. The acting is better than you would expect, and the settings are really nice. Small, but they make sense. They don't insult the viewer, too much coincidence or accidental plot convenience. Unfortunately, it is more of a Daredevil movie than a Hulk movie, so I go back and forth. I enjoy watching it, so the grade keeps bouncing back and forth in my head. I like old B-flick style, and so I really enjoy it. I'm not the majority. It doesn't hold up for young viewers, but if you like 1980s sci-fi horror, you need to see this. I would give the movie a strong C+. So there we have it. I say give it a watch. I'm writing, I'm cutting, I'm recording, so please let me know if I should continue with my reviews by commenting, liking, sharing, and or subscribing. Find me on Facebook. The music provided by Connor Stone at ConnorStoneMusic.com and on Facebook. I'm Ricky from Ricky's Rees, and Hawk in or Hawk out.